Greetings, great risings. Well, I'm saying great risings, but great duskings. How about that? I'm gonna wait for some more folks to come on in yonder. Let's see. Let's check the chat. What's up, Kevin? Hey, Queen Kaya. Hey, Miss AH. How you doing? Great duskings. Hey, so. How are you? How are y'all? I got some good stuff. Got some good stuff for y'all today. I actually, I've been writing, y'all. I've been writing. I got some good stuff. We're gonna talk about this Age of Pisces here. Okay. But for right now, I don't want y'all to see what I got written down. Instead, I just want to let some people go in. Hey, I made your day. What's going on, Rockefeller member? How you doing? Hey, Mayv. 5:45. Hey, Georgia Red. Candace, oh me, oh my, Ashley. Person, what? Persephone? 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 Spalding? Persephone? Persephone, I think I'm saying your name. I'm sorry. Miss Spalding, how you doing? Satori, how you doing? Scorpio 16, how y'all doing? 305 Capricorn. Christina. All right. I don't care. I don't need a lot of people. We're going to get into it. What's up, Roses Lavender? We're going to get into it, okay? 29 people in the chat room is good enough. 28 people in the chat room is good enough for me. I'm fine. Yeah, you know what? I sometimes I have to break down a person's name before I get it right. So I just want to make sure. Hey, dream big. Okay, so today or tonight, I wanted to talk to y'all about the Age of Pisces because tomorrow I'm going to come and bring some Age of Aquarius stuff. Now, I did a poll on, I posted a poll on YouTube asking y'all, what did y'all want? You know, spirituality, this or that. And a lot of y'all said spirituality. So I'm bringing y'all this. A lot of the times, in order for us to understand where we are going, we have to understand where we came from. And so I'm going to be bringing y'all some truths about the Piscean age, okay? And how we were under the illusion of Pisces when we were told to look toward the Mayan calendar. And really, in reality, what was hidden was the fact that the Ethiopian calendar is what has been the thing to look into, right? So what I'm going to show y'all is let's see. I'm going to show y'all something. Okay. So I am on a website, Meta Apps. I want to make sure that I'm showing y'all not only that, but I am going to look up okay. Today in the Ethiopian calendar is Mayazia. I'm might be butchering that. All right, that's the month. This is the day, and this is the year. This is the time. It's 8:49 here. But today in the on the Ethiopian calendar, I want y'all. Let's all pay attention, right? Hey, Miss Benita. You ain't got to tell everybody to hit the like button, honey. It's all right. Just listen, whatever strength you got, honey. It's all good. So today is, let's say, okay, it says European date, which we know right now in the UK. What are they a day ahead of us? I believe so. It's Saturday already over there, so it's 4/11/2020. Right. Right now it's August. It would be August for us, 3rd, right? But it's the year 2012. Okay, so as y'all can see that the Ethiopian alphabet is geared on ones and tens. Okay, it's not a set numerical order like numerology concerning numbers and letters going together, like A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, that type of thing. So it's set on a numerical scale of ones and tens. But nevertheless, as you can see from the year, right? The Ethiopian calendar right here is definitely 2012 to our 2020, which is 8 years apart. So we're 8 years ahead, which is off, and they're 8 years behind, which is correct. Okay, just showing y'all that, and let me just go and show y'all the validity of their 2012 starting in the month of 2019. Oops, what did I do? Oh shit. Hold on. 2000. Oh shit. Hold on. Why is it doing that? Okay, hold on, y'all. Okay, let me go to 9. I'm gonna just leave it at the 11, and then let me just boom, 19. Okay, so it's saying, and let me go back then, if that's the case. My son is not happy. Okay, so it did. Okay, got you. Okay, so let me go here. It's a funny way that you gotta work it, right? So boom, 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 boom. Okay, right here. Boom, boom. 9/12, September the 12th, 2019. Was the 1st of January, 2012. Okay, September the 12th. We ain't been on that long, just 9 minutes, Mystic T. Just 9 minutes. Y'all see that? This is the Gregorian calendar versus the Ethiopian calendar. Okay? Y'all see that? Mescaline, which is the month name, 1st, 2012. So September the 12th of 2019, of last year, marked the 1st of January of 2012, basically. Okay? So y'all see we are 8 years and some change off. All right? They're on the correct scale. We're not. So the Piscean age, this was the last date. The Piscean age left 9/12/2019 was the last day of Pisces, of the age of Pisces. What a big day. We didn't realize it. Of course, because they told us to go to the Mayan calendar, right? But the Ethiopian calendar, which is under the rulership of Solomon, whose name means the son of man, Makeda, who was the queen of Sheba, when she inquired of all his wisdom, I guess he must have shared so much knowledge, it wet her panties up, and then she didn't slept with the man and had babies, brought them back to the Horn of Africa, and then had the Ethiopians. Basically, that's what it was. So they had a mandate to keep safe the true times and the true seasons. I've said this before, but all this is going to make sense when I get into it. We're at the 11th mark, so let's jump into it. What is the age of Pisces? What is the age of Pisces? We must understand where we are going by where we have been. So when you understand past up into the present, you understand where we're going, where the future, where the present nowadays will lead us into the future. So let's get into this. I got all of this. Right? You say, hey, September 13th was the full moon on Pisces. I know how, because you broke up with your fling and stopped your weed addiction. It's funny you say that, Navy, because Pisces ruled addictions as well. So let me read this to y'all. Okay, as y'all can see, this is my notes from today. Okay, so I'm going to be reading from my notes so I won't get sidetracked. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, I'm going to try to make sure that this is some really good stuff. We're going to talk about it, and this is open for discussion. So this is like a spiritual class right now for a lot of us who do not understand the ages, right, which is zodiac signs. So we know that we know that September 12th of 2019 was the last day, which was of the age of Pisces, right? Which means actually it was 9/11. 9/11 was the last day. I'm sorry. 2019, 12th of September was the first day of Aquarius. Isn't that ironic though? Isn't that ironic that 9/11 marked the last day of Pisces? Right? 9/12 marks the first day of the age of Aquarius. 2000 some odd year reign of Aquarius started 9/12/2019. This is a beautiful time, y'all. He said, what's the website I was on for the Ethiopian? It's going to be, this is the name of MELAKU.ML. Melaku, MELAKU.ML. Okay, that's where I was. Okay, so we know that the age of Pisces, right, is a negative mutable sign. Now, y'all should know what this means because I've taught y'all the basics of astrology already. I've done some classes. If you do not know, just look it up. It's in my older videos. It's still new though. I did it this year. It's a negative mutable sign, right? One thing that I do find very interesting about the word Pisces, it's a Latin word for fish. And we know that the glyph for Pisces is this, right? The glyph for Pisces is this. The symbol for Pisces is fish. Okay. Now, I also found out in my studies that Pisces is ruled by celestial longitude degrees of 330 to 360. And I often was trying to figure out why in the Piscean age, which is filled of illusions and deceptions, why it starts at 33, right? Which is 330 to 360. 3 plus 6 is 9. We know that's the highest order of the number. It starts at 3 or 33 degrees. Now we see why the secret societies rule themselves by threes. Now we see why Jesus ascended at the age of 33. All of this is going to tie in, okay? Okay? So the gap in the glyph, which is this, right? Without the thing going to the side, without that, the horizontal line, this gap represents the allowance of illusion and deception, right? This hyphen or this horizontal thing going across it represents the cord that ties or bonds them together, because these are fish swimming in the opposite direction, which basically means what means is that these two fish are opposing each other. Okay? Opposing each other. Right? So we know that this glyph was this, or this sign equals fish, right? Jesus, the Piscean avatar. Now I'm going to download some stuff and upload some stuff for y'all. And I'm talking about in y'all mental capacity, so y'all can spiritually get it, see it, feel it, touch it, taste it, however you got to bring it into your spirit. Because again, everybody's harping on the age of Aquarius right now, and I'm going to do that tomorrow. But the age of Pisces is very important, because we have to understand what in the fuck we just got out of, right? The symbol, right, is two fish swimming in opposite directions, right? Only connected by a cord. See, the pink part is that cord. Swimming in opposite directions points to the possibilities of contradiction and not just duality. Okay? So you have two fish equals the material versus the spiritual, ego versus group orientated, right? And then you have man's limited consciousness versus infinite consciousness of the universe. So these is what the two fishes are opposing, right? Or you can also say twin fish, right? You have twin humans with Gemini, twins that are humans with Gemini, and then you have twin fish, which is Pisces. We're still in opposition. Now, the opposing sign, y'all remember when I taught y'all that free astrology? I told y'all that every sign has an opposing sign, right? Or a sign that may gel well together. The word opposing does not mean against in this sense, but means in gelling well, right? Libras and Aries, they say go together, that type of stuff. Well, we see that Pisces opposing sign is Virgo, which equals the Virgin Mary, right? Right? I hope I'm helping somebody. Then you have the sign of Pisces, right? The sign is a water sign. We know Pisces is a water sign and it's mutable. And in this case, when we use the word mutable, we want to deal with it with the end of the Piscean age. Mutable meaning chameleon-like, with an ability to fit into various situations, right? Also, diplomacy, which means mutable. Diplomacy and meaning that you have the ability to manage international relations, right? The downside to this water sign is, and this is where we're going to start, okay? Delusion, self-delusion, hidden agendas, psychic phenomena, fantasy fueling, illusions, secrets, mysteries, addictions, okay? This is why the age of Pisces is called the age of deception. Now we're going to get into that, because this is very important that we understand why it's called the age of deception. And also Pisces rules drugs and it rules the arts, right? Entertainment. The 12th house ruler is Pisces. Pisces is also ruled by Neptune. We're going to get into that too. The 12th house ruler is where they say is hidden, your hidden self, right? The first house where your sun sign is like the you that everybody sees. The 12th house is the you that everybody does not see, right? And Pisces with Neptune rules that house. It means the dark and the hidden, which equals the dark ages. Okay, all of this is going to fit in. Is anybody got any questions for right now before I move forward? Rose Lavender says this makes a whole lot of sense. Living under illusion is rolling to an end. Time to get it together and choose to walk into transformation or get dragged into transformation. That's what I keep telling people, Rose Lavender. Evolve or die. Okay? Evolve or die. Neptune is the planet of dreams and illusions. Yes, it is. And I'm going to get into that. You're definitely right. Definitely right. They also said Jupiter was Pisces, old ruler. That is correct, maybe, and that I got into that as well. Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces. Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces. So you're definitely correct. So then I wrote this in the green because this was important, right? So I said, it is under the age of Pisces that religion ruled. Example is Jesus. The symbol of Christianity is the fish. Fish equals Pisces. The matrix is born under Pisces sign and is destroyed during Aquarius. Okay? Pisces birth monotheism, which is the belief of one God. The top three religions are mono, which is Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Right? That's their top religions for a reason. Under the Piscean age, any monotheistic religion would have been top. Right? But there's only three main monotheistic religions, which is again Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Everything, majority of it is poly, okay? Polytheism. Okay? Now, y'all feel like it's too much for y'all. I'm just log off and come on back. I'm trying to help those who are willing to be helped. Now, it is said but rarely known that Jesus, which is AKA the same name for Zeus, was born under Pisces, right? Now I'm explaining this to y'all, which is why he bears the fish sign and is called the fisher of men. Pisces is opposite to Virgo in the night sky and is known as dying god because Pisces also rules sacrifice or martyrdom. Okay? Stella, you said that's why Pisces is Christianity's symbol. Yes, ma'am. Right. That's why I broke down the fish up here. Jesus, the Piscean avatar, right? Right. Pisces is also known as the dying god, which is the reason why there's a martyrdom there. Martyrdom or sacrifice, right? But there's something interesting. And you remember, I always tell y'all to treat the Bible for what it is, right? So remember when I've also told y'all to learn things backwards, things that you know. So remember, we've been always in a battle of when, what time, or what date was Jesus really born, right? What season? And the Bible clearly states that Jesus was born during Jewish tax season. Okay? Well, the Jews were not taking taxes during the winter. Okay? That's right. Chew up the meat and spit out the bones. I'm hoping I'm teaching this in a way where those of you who still are drinking milk can drink it, and those of you who are eating meat can eat. Basically, everybody on all levels get fed. Okay, I don't, some of y'all are in the middle where y'all getting off of milks and going into solids, so y'all have to have the mush. So I'm trying to meet everybody in where it's comfortable for everybody. That's why I'm stopping and just trying to figure out who needs what, right? So thank you, girl. Bye. So now we have where they're trying to find out what times was he born. Well, we do know this. He wasn't born in December. That's for sure. Now, however, we would want to believe that he was crucified in December. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a constellation called the Crux or Cross that literally rises above the horizon around the 25th day, which the sun is shortest in the sky to shine. Okay? They call this the day the sun died. Okay? So what you thought was the birth of Christ was literally the death of Christ in December. Whereas you have Easter, which I broke this down that it really ain't about the resurrection or death of Jesus anyway. It's Ishtar and fertility, which is why you have the eggs and the rabbit. Really, in reality, he would have been born watch this, under the sign where Aries and Pisces meets. And I'm gonna tell y'all why it's like that. I don't know why I'm getting goosebumps. Y'all, I really been digging for the last few days on this. I've been sun gazing, and if I feel like my intuition has burst to the degree like I can be literally in a store. I can look at a person and I can say something to myself and say that about a person, and then that person will actually say it out their mouth. Like I can feel my intuition getting so strong, feeling the prophetic on me getting so strong that it's not even funny. Like it's mind blowing. The reason why I'm telling y'all that he is born on the borderline of Aries and Pisces, hold on to me when I say this, is because he is known as the Lamb of God. If you look up the word lamb, you will see that a male lamb is called a ram, R-A-M. Okay? A male lamb is called the ram. And we know from Abraham, when he was getting ready to sacrifice his only son Isaac, and God said, nah, okay, I just wanted to test you. There's a ram in the bush though. Go get that ram. Right? So he sacrifices the ram instead. Right? So basically, he was trying God, and I'm talking about from a biblical perspective. Just hold on, because I'm trying to explain to y'all how astrology is in the Bible. Okay, I'm not preaching to y'all. I'm trying to show y'all that in the Bible, astrology is all over it. Right? So being the ram or the Lamb of God, being born on the borderline of he was born basically the ending of Aries, okay, and the beginning of Pisces, okay. He's called the Lamb of God because he's a male lamb, which is the ram, the sacrifice. Remember, I told y'all Pisces rules martyrdom and sacrifice. Okay, so he's coming from on high. He's called the sun, which is fire energy, which is Aries, but he's coming, watch this, being baptized in water. Do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? He's being baptized in water and spirit. This is the Piscean age. Am I making sense? I'm not saying whether he's real or fake, but I'm trying to show y'all how much astrology is in biblical texts. Okay? Because from him coming on high, Aries, the word Aries, yes, it has the word air in it, even though it's not A-I-R, it's Aries. It's a sign that is a fire, but mimics air as well. Okay, this is the reason why this is I believe it's a cardinal sign. It's a leadership sign, right? Because it can have the intelligence of an air sign, but it's fire. It's leadership. So he comes from an aerodynamic plane, which is the heavens, with the fiery energy, but he comes more so on the side of Pisces. Because remember, he couldn't do anything until he was baptized by John the Baptist. John the Baptist was under the age of Aries. He was the one in the desert, in the wilderness, eating locusts, wearing camel skin, looking crazy as shit. He passes the torch to Jesus or Isus or Zeus. You see where I'm going here? So we go from fire to water. Right? This is why it says that the Holy Spirit descended on him as a dove. Air, baptizing him in water and spirit. Right? Water. Okay. Pisces, I said that. So there's different questions that the disciples, right, 12 disciples, 12 zodiac signs, 12 tribes of Israel, right? They say 12 months of the year, but Ethiopia has 13, which is where you hear some astrologers talk about the 13th moon. That's basically where they get that from. Some of them don't even know that they get it from there. They're just going off of what they heard. But the 13th moon is also talking about the 13th month, which is, it definitely exists in the Ethiopian calendar. Okay? Am I helping somebody? I'm just trying to, if you like this so far, thumbs me up. Y'all know I usually don't do that, but thumbs me up, honey. Okay, so let's go to the second page, which is the back page of what I just showed you. So then this is what we get. Okay, before I get into that, I want to talk about how the disciples asked Jesus a question, right? When it came to Passover. Now Passover, and let me just tell you what Passover is originally supposed to be. Okay, there is no such thing as Easter, but the true the true holy day, not holiday, but the true holy day that is to be celebrated is in English called Passover, but in Hebrew it's called Pashak. Okay. What does Passover mean? They celebrate the day that the angel of destruction or the angel of death passed over the Israelites whose doorposts were smeared with the blood of a slain lamb. Okay? This is what Pashak or Passover or Easter is supposed to be about. Pashak never dealt with the death, burial, and resurrection of so-called Jesus. Okay? So in the sense of the biblical times, it is not for it to be taken literal, but we're talking about different ages of the zodiac signs that brings a different consciousness. Okay? Give me a thumbs up as far as like thumbing up this video. Y'all giving me a thumbs up in the car. I don't need a thumbs up in the comments or a thumbs the video. I love y'all. So the disciples asked Jesus, you know how they say, when can we tell the age is to come, or the age is ending, or the end of times, or the end of days? Well, there's a part in Luke right here. I wrote it down. There's a part in Luke 22nd chapter, 10th verse. Now we see, and I'll break it down. We see that after he answers the questions of the disciples, they literally in the Bible, they go and do it and they find this man or whatever. But if you take it into the context of astrology, okay, the simple question from the disciples to Jesus in Luke chapter 22, and you can look it up as I'm talking, verse 10. He was basically asking them, they were asking Jesus, when is the next time we're going to be able to have Passover with you? When are we going to be able to break bread and drink wine with you? Because remember, in Luke 22, this is the last meal that he has before he is betrayed and persecuted, right? Right before he's betrayed by Judas. Thank you, Phyllis. Okay. So they asked, when is the next time we're going to be able to do this with you? Right? Because he's always talking about, I'm going to die and I'm going to come back. And so he says, and I'll read it out loud. I'll find it and I'll read it out loud. Give me 1 second so y'all can see. Because I want everybody to grab this. All right. And I'll do it in the New King James Version so we can all understand what is being said at this time. Okay. I'll start at the 7th verse. Okay. It says that Jesus and his disciples prepared the Passover. Then came the day of unleavened bread when the Passover must be killed. This is talking about when the Passover lamb must be killed, right? And he sent Peter and John saying, go and prepare the Passover for us that we may eat. And then they said to him, where do you want us to prepare? But if you look in the older text, he's saying, what is the sign? When is the sign that we need to start preparing for you? And he said to them, behold, when you have entered a city. Now think of this, your city being your mental capacity. A man you will meet carrying a pitcher of water. This is Aquarius right here. Because we know that the symbol, not the glyph, the symbol for Aquarius is what? A man holding a pitcher of water. A man pouring water out of a water pitcher, out of a vase, right? It's not 2009 in Ethiopia right now. It's 2012. I just broke it down and showed y'all that it's 2012 right now in Ethiopia. Somebody just came on here talking about it's 2009. You see? People that come in late. So you see, you meet a man carrying a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house where he enters, right? And then all this other stuff. And they say, so they went and found it just like he said, and they prepared the Passover. This is talking about a future tense, y'all. Okay? This is talking about a future tense. If you keep it in perspective, remember I told y'all the Bible is riddled in enigmas. It's riddled in all kind of talks. But if you are an astrologer or you want to understand astrology, it's all in the New Testament. It's in the Old Testament too, but it's all in the New Testament. All right? So let's get to Neptune, the ruling planet. Easter is a pagan holiday. Yes, Brit, and that's what I've been teaching. It is about Ishtar, the goddess of fertility and sex. Yes, that is definitely true. And this is the reason why I broke down in the last video that Ishtar is also a Babylonian goddess, Ashtoreth, which is where you get prostitution and stripper poles. Okay, that's even in the Old Testament. And the reason why I'm using scripture is because a lot of people who are still indoctrinated in the Christian faith, they have to come across it where it's being broken down in its way. And some of y'all who have came out of the Christian doctrine that still need to make sense of why this book was such a powerful tool of illusion and deception. This is why you need to understand, because remember I told y'all things are hidden in plain sight. So when they can take something and use it to deceive you or manipulate you versus giving you what it's really for, it's a spell book, it's an astrology book, it's a book of divination, it's a book of this. It's so you get what it really is versus what you were told it was. Right? So let's talk about the ruling. Yes, a man pitcher with water. That's right, Maybe water bearer. Okay. So now we have the ruling planet of Pisces is Neptune. And then I'm going to break down to y'all what Neptune is, but let's go over here, right? Neptune's weapon, or he rules with a trident, right? The three-prong. Tri meaning three equals Trinity. Right? Trinity. We know that the Bible does not talk about Trinity. Any Trinity. It doesn't talk about the Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. It talks about oneness and not Trinity. But we know that this Trinity comes from Isis, Horus, and Isis, Horus. Oh Lord, I just had a blank. Offset. Damn, why I'm blanking? I'm blanking out. Isis, Horus, and come on, y'all, help me out. I just had a blank. Let me look it up. Isis, Trinity, and Isis, Horus. Osiris. Thank you. Why was I, what, like, I had a brain fart just now, y'all. Please forgive me. So we know that that's where it comes from, right? The trident, which is bent upwards, and the Trinity, or the cross, is when you bend the two outside down to represent the horizontal, right? So it's a vertical and horizontal instead of these three things pointing up, right? Now we know that Neptune was the ruler of the sea. Yeah, Heru, Offset, and shit. See how y'all got me doing? Heru, Offset, and Asar. There you go. See? So, ruler of the sea is Neptune, right? Ruler of the sea. Over here I have ruler of the sea. And then I have this, Jesus. And then I put how Jesus calmed the seas, walked on water, manipulated water, because remember, he turned water into wine, right? We also got the baptism of being born of water and spirit. We have the 2 fish, 5 loaves of bread. All of these things that showed you how he, even though he was born on the cusp, he was a Pisces, right? So then we have Neptune, which is a planet that rules fantasy, dreams, illusion. Y'all can see I already had that down. Y'all can see this. It was already written down. Neptune, planet of fantasy, dreams, illusion, confusion, creativity, and psychic receptivity. Okay? In Greek mythology, it shows that Neptune was Poseidon or is Poseidon, because we know Neptune is Roman mythology. And we know that the brother of Neptune is Jupiter and Pluto. Now, Jupiter used to, and I put Jupiter, who just so happened to rule Pisces at one time, which basically was the traditional ruler. So they both are the brothers of Pluto. 3 brothers ruling heavens, which is Jupiter ruling the heavens where the gods were seated. Neptune ruled the earth, and Pluto ruled the underworld, right? Neptune is also Christ, right? Or so-called Christ consciousness. Although Jesus equals Zeus in Greek. Okay? Neptune's trident can manipulate and conjure water, use energy in the form of lightning bolts. Okay? This is the reason why you see the elite using lightning bolts. This is why you see the Nazis using lightning bolts as symbols. Okay? This 3-pronged spear, aka, which is I put huge fork, is used for catching fish. Jesus equals fishers of men. Now I have a side note here. Pisces built a parasitic system which uses illusion to con humanity. Okay? The Piscean age is oppressive and filled with control. I forgot to cross my T. It's filled with control and regulation. Okay? Systems that rely on the age of Pisces is the education system, the banking system, Hollywood, celebrities, which is media, news, sports, all of that. The food chain system, the wars, religious systems, etc. It's a lot. Drug system, right? Because remember, we're dealing with illusions and deceptions. Even prescription drugs doesn't cure. It only hides the symptoms. So there's an illusion even in the drug world. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. Because see, this is what we have to understand. The age of Pisces being ruled by Neptune, which is ruling deceptions and fantasies and illusions and confusion, right? All of this shit is being ruled by Pisces. And the systems that were ruled by Pisces is the education, the banking, and see, I read something to my husband that I found online that I'm going to read to y'all, but I'm going to iterate it first here. And then I'm going to get into the meat of it later. Because what we have to understand is like what I read to my husband was how the banking system is an illusion when You are given the keys to your home and you're still paying a mortgage. The moment you miss a payment, what happens? The bank takes your house. And even after you're paying that house in full, what happens? You must pay taxes every year on that house, or it will be taken from you. So is it really yours, or are we under the illusion that it's really yours? Right? The education system, history, science, there's a lot of illusions and deceptions there. Right? Hollywood, celebrities. We already know media, news, sports, all of that shit is a deception. Case in point, I remember doing an expose for my aunt years ago, teaching on a PowerPoint presentation I did, teaching people the truth about what Hollywood was. This was years ago. I came to what I call the Wiccan faith. We know is what I call white people magic, white people earthbound magic, where they make wooden wands out of different types of wood. We know that the oak wood, making a wand, is to cast spells of wisdom and knowledge, to retain wisdom and knowledge, open up portals to wisdom and knowledge. Birch would be healing. When you take the wood of a holly tree, that wand is to be used to cast deception and illusion, because holly, the tree holly tree, is ruled by Pisces. Do you hear what I'm trying to tell y'all? Deuce Mom said mortgage. I love you. The word mortician, morgue, age, paying this shit off for a lifespan. Some people die before they even pay their houses off. You are definitely right, Deuce. You see? So when you say Hollywood, I'm using the wood of a holly tree to deceive the whole world. And here we are. We got women dying on doctors' hospital tables every year to go for that Brazilian butt lift or that tummy tuck or that breast reduction or that breast augmentation to make the breast bigger. Or you got people disfiguring their faces and Botox and all of this shit to cast the illusion of perfection. Do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? It's under a illusion. Then we have the food chain. The lies of genetically modified foods, how food is not as nutritious as it used to be. Right? Wars. What is the reason for this war? You find out that these motherfuckers is in Afghanistan guarding poppy fields because China, whose biggest religion over there, deals with the drug that comes naturally from the poppy seeds, which is an opium. And they're telling us that is to keep the terrorists down. When as long as you have the poppy seeds under guard, you and China won't come for your neck. You see? We thinking that they over there for the oil, but it's something totally different. Religions. There's an illusion on religions. The drug world. I'm talking about prescription drugs. Neptune, again, I'm going through reiterating again. Neptune rules the 12th house. Equals what's hidden and what's unknown, right? Now I want to talk about some of the ages because I'm still, as you can see, I put white out right here because that wasn't really as good of an idea of who ushered in the age of Aries. But I'm gonna find a better person to use and how they used it, right? But you want to see how one age was ushered in, like Moses, brother Aaron. There was a calf worship That happened. And that ushered in the age of Taurus, right? But Deuteronomy 9 and 21 shows you how we went from the age of Taurus to Aries. Okay. And then if you go forth more in the Old Testament, you will find out in Aries, here is the book of Judges, First and Second Kings, where there's a lot of wars happening, right? Wars going on. And then you have a 500-year gap between Malachi and the book of Matthew, 500 to 400-year gap, right? And then you have Jesus the Christ. So I want to put this in the way that I want to show it to y'all. Think of it like this. Pisces, okay? Hopefully y'all can see this. Pisces is the age of believing, right? Pisces is the age of believing. Why do I say that? It's because, remember, all of your religions that have been established as ruling religions, especially the top three, which are monotheistic, believe in one God only, that requires you to believe in something that you do not see. All right? That's Pisces. Now, your belief does not make something real, because there's something called cognitive dissonance, right? And cognitive dissonance happens when someone comes to bring truth to a person who is holding on to a belief system that has been proven to be false. And for the sake of them not going crazy, they hold on to it anyway. That I love that hair like wool, blind faith. That's what a cognitive dissonance basically is. But it goes deeper to say they will defend now what they know is false, but for the sake of belief, they're going to hold on to it. So Pisces, whether it was real or an illusion, is the age of believing. It's true because I believe it, right? Aquarius is the age of knowing. It's not what you believe anymore. It's what you know. Aquarius comes to say, let me show how much of what you thought or believed to be true is true. This is what the age of Aquarius brings. Right? As we all, oh, no. I don't know what. Okay. Here we go. As with all great cycle changes, Pisces began with chaos. The first fall of Rome birthed chaos, and the Middle Ages began. This is where I stopped, because I want to make sure that the next time I come on here, I'm going to finish this Pisces part, and then I'm going to start the age of Aquarius. But just know that Pisces is the age of believing. Aquarius is the age of knowing. There's a big difference. Okay. I love y'all, but let me just say this. The age of Pisces had nothing to do with you being born a Pisces. This is an actual age, the rulings of it, what it's ruled, all this other stuff. I love y'all. Some of y'all are just like, oh my God, yes, I'm a Pisces. I'm a baby. This ain't got nothing to do with you being a Pisces, honey. This is bigger. And the reason why I say this bigger is because we just completed on September 11th, 2019, we completed the last day of the year 2011. And the age of Aquarius started on the 12th day of September last year. Right? Beautiful. This is beautiful. Thank you, Mondeeves. So as you can see, this Piscean age, it came, because it ain't here no more. It came to establish a form of structure and order that was not necessarily for the good of humanity. Right? I want to read something to y'all, which I think will be beautifully received on your part. This don't need to be. I think this is it. Okay. So if you want to look into what I'm getting ready to read you, you can find this on a website called wakeup/world.com. And what you want to do is, once you go to this, okay, wakeup-world.com. This is it right here. Wakeup-world.com, okay? You want to go right here on the right hand side. You want to click on this magnifying glass, and you're going to type Age of Pisces. So what I'm reading to you can come up and you can read for yourself. Now, there's certain parts of this that I want to share with y'all because I believe that it is very, very important. Now, some of this stuff that I had written down from the research that I did, I wrote this stuff down before I even got on this website, but it just solidified what I had written down. So this is the reason why I'm going to be reading it to you. Okay. So hold on tight, buckle up. Here we go. Let's see. And some of this stuff I'll clean up, because some of this stuff I do know that this person wrote this, I believe, in a time where they thought our 2012 was the ending and the beginning, which we all know now that that's not true. Okay, so let me just read this. It says, Christianity entered the scene at the beginning of Pisces, age 2,000 years ago, with the symbol of Pisces is the fish as well for Christianity. You see it on the bumper stickers everywhere. Christians put the fish symbol on the bumper of their cars. Scripture speaks of fishermen along with the practice of eating fish on Friday. Now, let me explain something to y'all. It's funny that, because when I said this to my husband, I was reading this same thing to him. It says eating fish on a Friday. There are certain things that we do down south, and a lot of y'all know what I'm getting ready to say. It is very common to do a fish fry on a Friday. For whatever reason, it's always been like that. I think beans, is it Lundy or Marty? Y'all help me, my Louisianians. Beans, I think, fall on a Monday or a Tuesday. Y'all know this is some old school stuff. Y'all know cabbage is midweek. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all them old ones, I'm talking about the old school heads, the 80s. Y'all got to be 80s babies or older to know what I'm talking about. And from Louisiana or some deep southern ruling state. Y'all already know about them fish fry Fridays, you know. So it's amazing that this came out, right? The age of Pisces could be called the age of deception. Some of the key words symbolizing deception, illusion, hidden, misled, confusion, fraudulent schemes, fantasy worlds, secrets, false, fake, mysteries, drugs, alcohol. On the positive side, kind, intuitive, and gentle. Now watch this. It rules the arts and humanities. You can see the deception and illusion in every aspect of your life. Appearance, finances, communication, your home, entertainment, health, the foods you consume, drugs, government, and religion. This person breaks this thing down really well, because this is what she says. If you really look at a world you live in at the present time, you see the signs of Pisces everywhere in every aspect of your life. Entertainment entering to taint you. This is me, not her. Remember, I said this word to y'all before. This is a word I love to break down, this word entertainment. These are energies that are entering to taint your spirit. It's meant to taint you, right? It's a play on words. Entertainment meant to enter you so you can be tainted. Such as Disney World and Disneyland will certainly be classified as fantasy worlds. Most folks know that the reality shows and the wide world of wrestling are totally fake. Virtual reality games are another illusionary form of entertainment. Y'all already know the reason why I'm sharing y'all this information is because I never want it to seem like I want to take this person's stuff and make it my own. Remember, I just told y'all I did research, so I was able to pull from a lot of things, but I finished writing down this first, and then I seen this, and this is what solidified it all for me, right? Pisces symbolize illusion. Look at the appearance of models and actors. They use makeup, artists, Botox, plastic surgery, anti-aging serum, implants, and fake tans. If that's not enough, they Photoshop these photos of these models and actors. Why? This simply gives the illusion of physical perfection. The Federal Reserve, oh, it's about to get deep here, is a privately owned central bank disguised as a government-owned system, which is no more federal than FedEx. This woman is off the chain, ain't she? Even their name is deceptive, giving the illusion of being part of the federal government, which in fact it is not. Oh my God, mind blown. Listen, the first time I went to Disneyland, my aunt brought me and I was a kid. And I was freaked out the whole time. And I told this story before, but I'm going to tell it to y'all for people who may not have heard it really quick. The first ride that I ever went on to in Disneyland was It's a Small World. I cried the whole way. I was afraid. Those little ass dolls that looked like they was going to come to life at any time and start killing up shit. And that it's a small world after all. And that thing was playing over and over again. I was getting freaked out. It looked like little demons. I felt demonic presence. I did not like Disneyland. I did not like Disneyland at all when I was a kid. Right? Woo! She said, sorry for laughing. Baby, I was laughing too when I was there. So, again, this is on the website wakeup-world.com. You're going to go to the right of the page, hit that magnifying glass, and you're going to search the Age of Pisces so you can see where I'm reading this from. Okay. Communication and knowledge are other mediums that are elusive and deceptive. Pisces age people tend to be easily misled. And I also want to kind of like insert my own stuff. Pisces people usually are either easily misled or they mislead people easily. It's either one or the other. Because they want to believe what they see / hear on television or read in the newspaper, believe what the church and government tells them, believe whatever is popular at that time. Okay? And then she goes on to say back in history how they believe the world was a sphere. And then she basically goes into say Isaiah 40 says that he sits enthroned above the circle of the earth, telling you that the earth is round and flat. It's not a sphere, right? But that's what she's breaking out. I don't want to go into that. Y'all can read into that. But because I do believe that it's a flat earth with a dome. A lot of y'all don't believe it. I do not belong to a flat earth society. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't belong to a society. I just choose to believe what is not popular. Okay. Because my thing is this, if they lie to you under the Age of Pisces about everything else, what make you think they're going to tell you the truth about the universe? They call it the universe, but what about the multiverse? They told you that the sun is the center of the universe, but what if the earth is the center of the universe? Right? Yeah, you're right, Roses. People who didn't believe then, they going to see it now. Right? So it says the truth. She says the truth does not become truth only when it becomes acceptable. Most of our ancient history has been destroyed with the burning of ancient scrolls, the burning of the library at Alexandria and other libraries. Much of our history, watch this, is hidden in the archives of the Vatican and in the basement of museums and in monastery libraries. Shamans and indigenous tribes who orally pass their ancient knowledge to their tribes have been killed. Governments also withhold, watch this, or keep hidden information from the masses, calling it classified. That's my favorite word right there. Or top secret. There are many secret societies and mystery schools. Y'all have heard of that? before. Mystery schools. This is my favorite part right here. Even owning your own home is deceptive. You finance with a bank, but it has the right to foreclose on your house and take it if you get behind on your payments. Although you have the illusion of owning your house, the bank really owns it until it's completely paid for. But you must pay the property taxes on the house. Now, this is my favorite part right here. You ready? Why isn't the bank paying the taxes on the house since they own it? Huh? That's what she asks. Another illusion and fraudulent scheme. I know I love this shit. You are being misled regarding the food you eat, the water you drink, and the air you breathe. Genetically modified foods, GMO, are being sold to you as if they are better than food from Mother Nature. A New York Times article written by Roger Cohen declares that people who buy organic foods are delusional cult followers living a lie or fable. I've always said I will never buy organic foods because they are not organic. I'm not paying more money for some shit that is a lie. All right? If they think GMO foods are better, why don't they label it like organic food is labeled? Right? The water you drink is loaded with fluoride and other toxic chemicals. There's even fluoride in your toothpaste. If you read the back of the tube, it states that if you swallow more than a toothbrush full of toothpaste, call the Poison Control Center. What does it tell you? Organic Consumer Association states fluoride is a persistent and non-degradable poison that accumulates in soil, plants, wildlife, and humans. And you're led to believe that GMO foods and fluoride are good for your health, but she meant to say in actuality, but she put in actually. It is nothing but a lie, a falsehood. The air you breathe is full of chemicals. She says, look to the sky and see the chemtrails. Military planes are dispensing a trail of chemicals that crisscross our sky. Watch this. A few ingredients in chemtrails are aluminum, arsenic, barium salts, lead, mercury, mold spores, uranium, and many other toxins. And this is what you breathe in every day. And you wonder why people are sick. Ain't that some shit? Oh, and I get it too, Scorpio. I used to make toothpaste and deodorant as well. I know what you're talking about. You know, this is the reason why I tell y'all they give us all of this poisonous shit, but then they put the real stuff on the shelves, and everything is hidden in plain sight. This is the reason why I tell y'all drink distilled water. Cause see, even though people say, well, distilled water ain't got no minerals in it. Okay, that's fine. You can mineralize it. Why don't you mineralize it? You're right. It doesn't have minerals, but guess what? It is the purest on the market. It ain't got fluoride either. I know a man in Louisiana who took 7 to 8 years to build his own house, a 2-story house with his own hands. Took him 7 to 8 years, and it is not registered. It is not registered. And I don't blame him. He don't have to pay money on his house. He live in the boondocks, and we call it the sticks. That's why I told y'all to drink distilled water, not spring water out the store, because that's not real spring water. That's tap. If you want to find real spring water, go to findaspring.org. I told y'all about this website before. Find the nearest spring near you where you can literally get your own empty gallon, and bottle the spring water there. Real mineralized spring water from the earth. Findaspring.com or findaspring.org, I think. Right? Let's go into some more things. Another thing Pisces symbolizes is drugs. You can't turn on a television set or radio or open a magazine or go to your email without getting spam for drugs. Advertisement for drugs are everywhere, right? Can't go to sleep? Get Zoloft, right? You know that. A key word for Pisces is deception. Pharmaceutical drugs in most cases don't cure anything. They simply cover up or hide the symptoms. Pharmaceutical companies get fined for deceptive advertising, and you go to prison for selling them. According to Life Extension magazine, watch this, total numbers of deaths caused by traditional medicine. Now, in this word traditional is not talking about old school healing. This is talking about pharmaceutical medicine. Is an astounding 783,936 people annually. This is annual deaths. It is now evident that the American medical system is the leading cause of death and injury in the United States. Good Lord. Here we go. This is about to break some of y'all open right here. Some of y'all not going to agree with this, but it's the truth. Most of us are taught that Lucifer was the fallen angel and is simply another name for the devil or Satan. But she says with a little digging, and this is something that I grew up to know long time ago. We know that Lucifer just means light bearer, right? But it's also translated into the day star. Now watch this. According to the Universe Today, which is universetoday.com, another name for the morning star is Venus. Venus. Don't we always say Venus, the planet Venus, is ruled by love? Thank you, Scorpio 16. Scorpio 16 got it. Scorpio 16 just put the link to what I'm reading down here. She just put it down there. So if y'all want to click on it and read along or read after I read, it's fine. Venus, could you imagine? All right, girl, bye. I see you, girl, bye. You know what to do when it starts getting crazy. I'm gonna put it in your hands, girl, bye. You know you the lieutenant. Most people, especially those in the United States, live under the illusion that they are free when they are actually no more than mere slaves. Oh, she's about to break it down. You ready? Take a deep breath, because here we go. About to be a bumpy ride. You know, they must get a license/permit. License, permit, meaning permission. Permission from the state, federal government for just about anything they desire to do. It used to be that African Americans could not marry Caucasian. Now gays cannot marry as they were not given permission from the federal government. Now they can. Women did not have the right or permission to vote. In 1869, Britain granted unmarried women the right to vote in local elections. In 1920, a constitutional amendment was adopted granting full women's suffrage in all states of the United States. Women were not free to get a credit card in their name. It had to be in the husband's name with the prefix Mrs. attached before the husband's name. In 1974, the Equal Credit Opportunity Act came into force, giving women credit opportunities. That was only 38 years ago. At the time she wrote this blog website, it was 38 years from that date. Is America really the land of the free or just another illusion? Right? Marriage license, hunting license, fishing license, driver's license, business license, even a license to go to work in different occupations are required by state and federal government. You can't even cut somebody's hair without a cosmetology barber license. You can't go outside of your country without a passport. You can't fly without taking your shoes off, with your baggage and your handbag being checked and rummaged through and being radiated through a back scanner, x-ray machine, or your body searched. You're told that it's for your safety from terrorists. It's another illusion. You can't carry a firearm without a permission from the government to defend yourself. We can already see some of the signs of the age of Aquarius. The symbol of Aquarius is the water bearer, right? But in reality, it's not water, but knowledge that is being poured into the well for all to partake, regardless of race and religion. The age of Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the planet of shocking and revolutionary change, and is associated with freedom, social justice, and new technology. I'm going to stop right there because she starts to now talk about it as if it was already so, because this is like 2012, okay? But really, in reality, we know that the 2012 is really 2019. Started in 2019. So some of this is chew the meat and spit out the bones, right? Now, This is what she says. It's time to wake up and see your fantasy world for what it is, a huge deception that has been inflicted upon you in every area of your life since the day you were born. Let's hope that the age of Aquarius brings freedom from slavery of Pisces. Now, I want to talk to y'all about something. Because I said, yeah, in some states they did make it illegal to braid someone's hair. But I will tell you this. I got a sister friend out here who is responsible for the reason why the state of Arizona did not pass that law. That braiding hair, you do not need a license. It's illegal to braid hair without a cosmetology license in some states. That's what she means. Right? So imagine that. And I like when she says conspiracy theories of the 90s are now considered facts. All of this in the age of Pisces, but it's being brought to the forefront concerning the age of Aquarius. Yes, Aquarius is an air sign that mimics water. Remember, I told y'all earlier, let me go back to my notes. Remember, I told y'all that the opposing fish on the Pisces glyph or symbol, right, is the material world versus the spiritual world. It's ego versus group oriented. And then it's man's limited consciousness versus the infinite consciousness of the universe. But I want to go back to this first one that I wrote down. The two opposing fish, material versus the spiritual, Aquarius. And now it's making sense to me when I started researching this to write this down. Because remember, I told y'all, and y'all can find this on some of my videos, even the videos that I've done less than a week ago. I told y'all about a dream that I had years ago about not dream, a vision, because I was awake and I was crying and I was wailing, and I had this open vision of two orbs. One was red, one was blue, and one meant the spiritual world, one meant the physical world, and it was two hands struggling to merge them together. But when they merged together, it was like, it is finished, right? And I remember this heaviness, you know, and it makes sense because these two opposing fish is no longer an opposition now that we're in the age of Aquarius, because the material and the spiritual becomes one under the age of Aquarius. There will be no gap. There will be no in between. It becomes merged. They merge to become one. Right? So this is some deep stuff, y'all. This is some deep stuff. Now we see why these male energies rule Pisces. Buddha, Krishna, Confucius, right? All of these teachers and rulers. Why masculine energy is put on a pedestal in the age of Pisces, right? Now we see why Jesus has been put on the forefront of these religions, right? Because he's the Piscean avatar. Now we see why what Easter, pagan holiday Easter, is covering up this whole thing, the astrology, the scriptures and astrology, how he was born on the cusp. He's a Pisces born on the cusp of Aries. He's a Pisces, Aries, right? I'm so glad I was able to get this stuff. And this lets me know that when I need to come to y'all with some real, I need to write it down and map it out so I can stay on point. Isaac, you can just take what I've done. You can take what I've led to you so far. You can take it and just research on your own. You know, make sure you chew the meat, spit out the bones, because there's some things that will be fake. There's some things that and it'll resonate. But I will say this. I'm going to fill out the rest of this, and I'm a add just a little bit more on the Age of Pisces. And then I'm going to start y'all on Aquarius, because Aquarius is going to be some stuff. And like I said on this last page so far, when I said, as with all great cycle changes, as with all changes in a great cycle, okay, Pisces began with chaos, right? The first fall of Rome came through chaos, and the Middle Ages began. We also see that the beginning of Aquarius began with chaos, right? So don't think that Aquarius is going to be roses all the way through. There's some shit that we have to go through some channels first before we can get to the smooth sailing. Thank you, lovely. Right? Because what's going to happen Isaac, this right here, the Age of Pisces, has nothing to do with an individual level Pisces. This has everything to do with the zodiac ages and the times that we're in, and the times that we done came out of, right? Yes, this is our unofficial mystic school. You right. Go ahead on. You better be here, potty, honey. They said that the coronavirus is airborne. Well, you know what? At the end of the day now, because we are in the age of Pisces, we're no longer in the age of, because we're in the age of Aquarius, we're no longer in the age of Pisces. It's not going to be too long that people are going to start to question this whole coronavirus thing. Because what's happening now is you got police officers and military still breaking up parties and gatherings of 10 or more people. And even though we're not hearing it, so they're telling us to stand 6 feet apart from each other. But they're telling us that. But so the police can't get it, because it's a bunch of them standing side by side. Right? And also, please keep in mind, remember, they're still trying to cast illusions. Okay? You have to understand, yes, we are out of the Piscean age. It doesn't mean that they're not going to try to be successful in casting illusions. They're still trying to hold on to their power. Okay? Yes, Mr. T, it is all about control. It is. Thank you, girl. Bye. The reason, and let me explain to y'all the reason why they're telling y'all that the death toll is going to go up in April. A lot of y'all don't understand it. And see, this is where I'm going to have to really hone in on y'all, because let me see how much I got. 11% left. I'm going to say this is going to hurt some of y'all feelings, but I'm telling y'all, it's all in love. A lot of y'all are jumping from YouTube channel to YouTube channel, looking for the next big reading on celebrities. Y'all still didn't get it yet. Y'all are still caught up in the Piscean age. Y'all still scratching y'all ass and putting your fingers up your nose, and you're not seeing the bigger picture. You want to get entertained. You still want to get entertained, and you have not grown yet. People who are looking for that shit right now have not grown yet. Period. I'm not talking about the readers who are doing it. I'm talking about y'all who looking for it. You have not grown yet if that's all you want to see is a celebrity reading. Nobody is here to entertain you anymore. If you're not ready to grow, go find another channel. When I get ready to do another celebrity reading, I'll do it. But right now, that's not my calling. I had to entertain you to retain you. Now that I got you, it's time to grow the fuck up. Which one you gonna pick? Because if you want to stay a babe, you can go to the next. I'm not gonna do it. It is time for you to grow. I'm not about to pussyfoot with you and change your diaper. It's a time for a baby to go from crawling to walking. It's a time when the baby stops shitting and pissing on themselves and get trained, potty trained, and go learn how to use the bathroom and wipe for themselves. I'm no longer wiping y'all. Period. The reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of y'all are missing a big point, and that's learning astrology. Just the basics will bless you. Because watch this. The world system. And I'm even talking about the Piscean age system, the governmental system that was built on the illusions and deceptions, right? They still govern themselves by astrology. And they understand, watch this, that two main things happened this month in April. Pluto moved in a significant place, and the Libra pink moon happened this year. This month. Both of them meant something significant. And the reason why Pluto is moving through April like this, watch this. Your top two, and I've told y'all this before, your top two sacrificial holidays, pagan holidays, is Easter and Christmas. You find a lot of car accidents and a lot of deaths happen around Easter and Christmas. Pluto has moved in a significant spot in the astrology realm this month. Pluto means death. That's the reason why they telling you under watch this, they still holding to their Piscean age, they're still holding to their deception and illusion that it's going up. It's always been a sacrificial death toll in April. You just didn't know it. And because they're telling you, watch this, there's deaths, they're going to be using regular deaths, death by heart attack, death by old age, death by car accident. They're going to put on the death certificates, death by COVID-19. They're using the illusion and the deception of numbers. Remember, I told y'all they into numbers. Pisces is ruled by 330 degrees to 360 degrees celestial longitude. This is where your hidden secret societies start, right here. 330 degrees, which is 33. And you still ain't caught on yet because you looking for a celebrity reading. I can't with y'all. Don't take offense if it ain't you. If it hurts, say ouch. If it don't, say amen. I'm so sorry for your loss too, Lady Owl. It's all to hype the numbers up. I'm so sorry, Maldives. But you know what? I'm going to just tell you something. Maldives said, I got 5% left, so that means I got to go. Maldives said her grandson died this morning. He had no symptoms. He was 35. No warning. He wasn't even sick. Let me say something to y'all. A lot of these people are walking into hospitals and they're coming out in body bags. New York right now has mass graves. They putting them in the ground. And you wonder where them FEMA coffin liners was going on them trains years ago. That's where it was going. See if I can put my phone on a charger so I can buy at least a little bit more time. Because my phone don't charge while I'm on YouTube, while I'm filming on YouTube. Thank you, Tina. I just seen it. I see Tina just donated to me on Cash App. Thank you so much for that donation. She just told me keep teaching. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That means that $20 is going to go a long way. I'm going to be able to go to the store and get something to eat. or fix something for my kids or us to eat with that $20. Times is hard now. I'm not considered an essential business, and I'm not, bashing. I see some readers are bashing their clients, saying you still need to come to me, sounding like some goddamn pastors. You still need to tithe. What you think I'm gonna put y'all backs up against the wall and tell y'all need to come to me? If your last $20 is to feed your kids or come to me and get a reading, I'm gonna tell y'all feed your babies. I'm not, though I do need help, but guess what? I would never take advantage. Thank you so much, Miss Tina, for that. Thank you so much, Miss Tina. Y'all have no idea. I am just so mystic. What you are doing is essential. Training the people up. Thank you, 305 Capricorn. Your cash the same, huh? I'm sorry, baby. Last week I gave you my last five. Oh no, Teeny. Don't tell me that, because I'll refund it. I don't do that, honey. I don't like that. I don't want nobody's last money. You girl, but I think you meant to say my cash app the same. Yes, my cash app is the same. Thank you, lovely mind. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Any donations are welcome at this time, because y'all already know what time it is. We are all scraggling and trying to, whatever. I don't care if it's $1, as long as I know I can be able to get things or take care of a little bit of something around here. It's fine. You said you noticed when you was in Walmart, your nose wanted to run and your throat was itchy. Ooh, M. Jones. Yes, ma'am. What you want to do is take make you some herbal tea, put you some cayenne pepper in there, and you want to drink it, okay? Because a lot of us don't have oil of oregano. I tell y'all to do 4 to 6 drops a day of oil of oregano for no more than 10 days. It should be done, right? Make sure that the cover crawl is at least minimum 80%. But if y'all don't have that, get some herbal tea, any herbal tea that you like. I prefer peppermint and mix it with chamomile. Because I take like different tea boxes and I mix like at least 2 tea. I like my tea strong. And then you can put some honey in there, but also put some cayenne pepper when you drink it, right? That cayenne pepper is gonna break up that stuff that's in that scratchiness that's in your throat. Hey, lovely mind, thank you. Yep, and you can chew on some garlic as well, and some ginger. Uh, you infuse some oil of oregano. Well, you can put drops of oil of oregano in your tea if you want to drink it like that. Yes, you can. No, you don't need to refund you. You went back to work, so you good. Oh, thank you, God. Yeah, because I don't like taking on. Thank you, Teeny. I'm so glad that you got job. You got to work. That's good. Do you take elderberry? I do take elderberry. What about oil of oregano capsules? You can take that too. Ah, y'all know I love y'all. I got 3% on my phone. Um, any questions before I get off here? I'm gonna try to take as many questions as I can. Thank you, girl. Bye. I see your donation. Thank you, my dear. Again, I love teaching. This is my thing. I love teaching. Thank you, Beverlyn Smith, for your donation. I see you, my dear. Much love to you. Colloidal silver is really good in this time. Colloidal silver also has been, depending on the strength, has been known to also heal herpes, sexual transmitted disease, herpes. Colloidal silver. I know somebody actually healed themselves with colloidal silver, but it was a certain kind of colloidal silver, and it was made with a certain strength. Okay. I got 2%. So me trying to do this is not low battery, 2%. Okay, or oil of oregano is a hot oil. Yeah, it is a hot oil. I suggest that you take it with, like, chase it down with water or put it in tea. Zinc, yeah, does work as well. You have a feeling you would be having to wait for groceries now, just a different atmosphere in Walmart? Yeah, I never really did like Walmart. Hey, Miss Ashley, thank you for your donation. Thank you. Much love to you, my dear. May everybody who's donating and those who want to have the heart to donate but cannot, may that even return to y'all hundredfold, because this just hurt. This is helping my spirit, y'all. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. I don't want to try. Learning astrology is easy because to me it sounds difficult to learn because there's so many stars and planets. But this is the reason why I'm trying to give y'all this free information so I can help us all grow. You know what I'm saying? Um, hey, Brianka. Hey, Brianka. Thank you so much, Jennifer and Brianka. I really do appreciate y'all. I love y'all too. Y'all, please don't make me cry. Y'all already know I'm not the, I'm just a freaking cornball. You had a respiratory infection in February, took colloidal silver, and you was well in 3 days. Hair like wool. That's what you healed yourself of what was going around, and you survived. And so now, you know, people who were sick in December and February, y'all have already went through the fire, honey, and passed. Now, most likely, y'all have antibodies in your system, which makes yourself immune. Oh God, I gotta go. I'm at 1%, so I'm gonna get off right now because I don't want my phone to. If my phone cuts off, it's not gonna save this live. So I love y'all. Please be blessed. Y'all know I love y'all so much. I'm gonna be coming back tomorrow. Okay, with the Age of Aquarius. Until then, be safe. Stupid 1%. Thank you so much.